Hi friends, this is Manikanta Prasanna Kumar and welcome to my channel Maths with Money. You can follow me on my Facebook page Maths with Money. Regarding myself, I was selected in RRB NTPC and also SSC CGL and I have 4 years experience in teaching quantitative aptitude. So in UPSC, in paper 2, that is prelims paper 2, 200 marks is there. For 200 marks, there are 80 questions and each question carries 2.5 marks. Okay. So the syllabus for this paper 2 is comprehension, interpersonal skills including communication skills and logical reasoning and analytical ability and decision making and problem solving, general mental ability and basic numeracy, that is numbers and their relations and orders of magnitude up to class 10th level, and data interpretation like charts, graphs, tables, data sufficiency, and that is also class 10th level, and English language and comprehension skills, that is also class 10th level. This is the total syllabus of paper 2 of UPSC CSAT prelims exam. Okay, so out of these topics, in the videos of this 2015 to 19 papers of UPSC, I'll cover only the logical reasoning part and general mental ability part and basic numeracy. And I'll cover only these three topics. Okay. The questions which are based on these three topics will be covered in these series videos. Okay, because most of the competitive exams has reasoning and mental ability and basic numeracy. So the questions which I explained in these series of videos will be useful for exams like SSC, CGL and CHSL and RRB, NTPC and also state government exams. For all the exams, these three topics are compulsory for any competitive exam. Okay, that's why I'm covering only these topics and the rest of the topics I won't cover. Okay, out of 80 questions, in some exams, in some 2019, some questions will come, in 2018, some questions will come like that. Okay, but only those questions will be discussed. Okay, let us start the video. In UPSC CSAT 2019 paper, in those topics, only 29 questions were asked. Out of total 80 questions, only 29 questions were asked. Okay, I'll divide those topics into subtopics, and these 12 are the subtopics in CSAT 2019 paper. That is basic questions and percentages and averages, ratios, ages and time and distance. Time and distance means maybe trains like rivers, boats and streams, maybe otherwise they are races. All the things are come under time and distance. And number system and Venn diagrams, series and sequence, directions and clocks and calendars, and also some reasoning questions. Okay, so I'll explain one by one. Okay, so let us start with the first question. Here the first one. The number of parallelograms that can be, this is come under basic question. Parallelograms that can be formed from a set of 4 parallel lines intersecting another set of 4 parallel lines. There are 4 parallel lines. Okay, and there are another set of parallel lines. Okay, like this. Then how many number of parallelograms will be formed? Okay, please remember, if m horizontal parallel lines and there are n vertical parallel lines are there. Okay, for to form a parallelogram we require 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. So out of m parallel lines you have to select 2, so MC2, and out of n vertical parallel lines also you have to select 2. So the number of parallelograms formed are MC2 into NC2. Whether the parallelograms are rectangles, this is the direct formula. Okay, so that's why I can directly write down the answer as the here 4 parallel lines in horizontal and also vertical. So 4C2 into 4C2. 4C2 and then 4 into 3 by 2 into 1. 2 ones, 2 twos. That is 2 into 3, 6. So 4C2 is 6. 6 into 6 is 36. So the correct answer is option D. Clear? This is the basic question. It was asked in CSAT 2019. Clear? Now I'll go to the next one. It is also some basic question. Rakesh and Rajesh together bought 10 balls and 10 rockets. Okay. Rocket means it's like a tennis bat like that. Okay. Tennis rocket. We call them as racket, not bat. Okay. And Rakesh spent 1300 rupees and Rajesh spent 1500 rupees total overall. If each rocket costs 3 times a ball does, okay, this is the condition, then what is the price of a rocket? Okay, first suppose the price of the ball, here it was given that if the price of the ball and here the rocket, price of the ball is 1 part or 1 rupee, then the rocket costs 3 times, that is 3 parts or 3 rupees. Clear? All of you? So now one racket, one ball cost how much? 4 rupees or 4 parts. But we bought, or Rakesh and Rajesh bought 10 balls and 10 rackets. One ball, one racket cost is 4 rupees, means then what about 10 rockets and 10 balls? 40 rupees or 40 parts. These 40 parts is given as 1300 plus 1500. Rakesh spent some amount and Rajesh spent some amount. So total amount is equal to how much? 2800 rupees. 40 parts is 2800 rupees. So 0 0 cancel. What about one part? That is 70 rupees. What you have to find out? Price of the rocket. What is the price of the rocket? It is 3 parts. One part is 70 rupees, so 3 parts is equal to 3 into 70, that is 210 rupees. 210 rupees. So this is the correct answer. That is third option. Okay. Very simple question. Okay. Not much logic on this. Clear? So these two questions are basic level questions. Okay. Next question. I'll go to the next one. So from some next questions are based on the percentages. Okay. So let's see, it is A and B are two heavy steel blocks. There are two steel blocks. Okay. One is A and another is B. If B is placed on the top of A, if suppose it is the block A, and suppose if I place a block B on A, then the weight increases by, very important, the weight increases by 60%. Weight increases by 60%. How much weight will reduce with respect to the total weight of A and B, with respect to the total weight of A and B, if B is removed from the top of A? If I remove the block B, then what is the reduction in weight with respect to the total weight of A and B? So basically this is very easy question. When you solve this percentages question in fraction part, that is when you convert the percentage into fraction, then it is very much easy. So I hope all of you know 60% means when I convert into fraction, that is 3 by 5. That means initially the weight of A is 5 parts. Okay, clear? Okay, but after putting the block B, the weight increases by 3 parts. So that means what is the weight of B? 3 parts. So now tell me, what about the total weight of A and B? That is 8 parts. Now what happened? You are you are removing the block B. Now you are removing the block B. What is the weight of B? 3. So 3 kgs were removed. And you are comparing with respect of A and B. What is the total weight of A and B? 8. You want percentage, so into 100. So 4 twos, 4 or 8 ones, 8 12.5. Yes or no? 8 ones, 8 12.5. So 12.5 into 3, that is 12 3 is 36, 1.5, that is 37.5 percentage. That is fourth option is the correct answer, 37.5. Clear? So this is very easy problem in percentages, but you have to solve it in, first you have to understand the question. Okay, what was increased, and when I replace it or when I remove it, what was reduced. Okay, and a very important thing, you are comparing the weight with what type of weight. So that means with A or with B or with A and B. Here you are comparing with A plus B. So that's why you are taking 8. Okay. Next question. When a runner was crossing the 12-kilometer mark, she was informed that she had completed only 80% of the race. How many kilometers was the runner supposed to run in this event? Okay, 80%. Please remember, whenever in your exam, if 8% is there, please convert into fraction. Okay, 80 percentage means 80 by 100, that is 4 by 5. That means the total race is 5 parts, but you are completed only 4 parts. You are completed only 4 parts. But these 4 parts is given as how many kilometers? 12 kilometers. So 4 parts is 12 kilometer means one part is 3 kilometers. And you have to find out the total length of the race, that is 5 parts. So what about 5 parts? It is 5 into 3, 15 kilometers is the total length of the race. That is 15. Option B. Okay. So in this way you have to solve in the percentages. Okay. Now we'll go to the next one. See. Raju has 9,000 rupees with him. Very good. And he wants to buy a mobile handset, but he finds that he has only 75% of the amount required to buy the handset. Okay, he has 9,000 rupees. That is nothing but it is the 75% of the amount that costs the handset. Okay, therefore, what he thought, he borrows 2,000 rupees from a friend. Then what happened? Here four options are there. What is the first option? Raju still doesn't have enough amount to buy the handset. Raju has exactly the same amount as required to buy the handset. And Raju has enough amount to buy the handset, and he will have 500 rupees extra with him after buying the handset. And Raju has enough amount to buy the handset, and he will have 1,000 rupees extra with him after buying the handset. So let's see, first year percentage, 75 percentage. So please convert them 75 percentage into fraction, that is by 100, 3 by 4. So in that 3 by 4, 4 parts represents the cost of the handset. Okay, and these 3 parts represent the amount he has. Okay, so what is the amount he has? 9,000 rupees. So that means 3 parts is given as 9,000 rupees. Now what about one part? It is 3,000. Yes, but what about the cost of the handset? That is 4 parts. So what about 4 parts? 4 into 3,000, that is 12,000 rupees. But what happened? He has 9,000 and he borrows 2,000 rupees. So now what is the total amount he has? 9,000 plus 2,000, 11,000 rupees. What about the cost of the handset? It is 12,000 rupees. That means he has 1,000 rupees less amount than the cost of the handset. So that means what is the correct answer? Raju still does not have enough amount to buy the handset. So the first option is the correct answer. Clear all of you? So these type of models may come in our SSC or DAO exams. Okay, so you have to practice. And the next question in percentages, in an examination, A has scored 20 marks more than B. That means A got more than 20 marks than B. Very good. If B has scored 5% less marks than A, if B has scored 5% less marks than A, very easy, that is 5% is given as 20 marks. 5% is given as 20 marks. Okay. Then what you have to find out, how much B has scored. B scored how much? 95%, not 100%. Why? Please remember, I'll tell you in the fraction part. Okay, that is simple. Let's see. Here we have 5%. Please convert the 5% into fractions. 5% means 5 by 100, that is 1 by 20. Please observe, B scored 5% less marks than A. That means if B scored 20 marks, then A scored 20 marks, then B scored 1 mark less than A, that is a 19 marks. What about the difference? 1 mark. This one part is given as 20 marks. Then what about the B? 19 parts. One part is 20 marks. Then what about the score of B? That is a 19 parts. 19 into 20, that is 380 marks. For suppose the question is what is the score of A? Then that is 20 into 20, that is 400. Okay. We can solve these problems taking the percentage as total marks are 100. So 5% less means 95 marks, like that. Okay. That is also fine. But in most of the cases use a fraction. Okay, please convert the percentage into fraction. Then that makes you very simple. Okay. Next question. It is also based on percentage. Rakesh had money to buy 8 mobile handsets of a specific company. Okay, for suppose there is a Samsung mobile company or Micromax mobile company, and he want to buy 8 mobiles of that company. Okay, but the retailer offered very good discount on that particular handset. That means Rakesh has some amount. The amount is equal to the 8 times of each mobile cost. Okay, but what happened when he went to the shop? The retail offered some discount. Okay, and Rakesh thought that I want to complete total money what he has. So that's why with the same amount he could buy 10 mobile handset. Before he first basically he thought that the price of the mobile is something. Okay, but when he went to the shop, the retailer gave some discount. So that's why he buy 10 mobiles with the same amount. Clear? All of you? So now what you have to find out? What is the discount? What was the discount the retailer offered? So you have to remember one thing. This is the market price, and he gave selling a 2 parts or something discount, and it becomes a selling price. So discount is always taken on market price. Yes. So what is the discount he was given? 2 parts. And what discount is always compared with market price. So what is the market price? 10 into 100. So 0, 0 cancel, and 2 into 10, 20%. So 20% is the discount he got. Please observe it. Okay. Suppose the mobile handset, that each mobile handset is some 5 rupees. Okay, for suppose each mobile, suppose if anybody doesn't understand this thing, please think that the cost of each mobile handset is 5 rupees. So what is the total money has? 8 into 5, 40 rupees is has. Okay, with that 40 rupees he buy now 10 mobiles. So what is the cost of each mobile? 40 by 10, 4 rupees. So now please observe, what is the initial amount or marked price? 5 rupees. And what is the selling price? 1 rupee. What is the discount? 1 rupee. And by 5, that is the market price, into 100. So 5 ones, 520%. So in both the cases, you will get the same value. Okay. So if you know this, very good. Otherwise, follow this method. Clear, all of you? Okay. Next. And next question is based on averages. The average marks of 100 students are given to be 40. The average of 100 students are given to be 40. Okay. It was found later that marks of one student were 53, which were misread as 83. So please read this line once again. It was found later that marks of one student were 53, but which were misread as 83. So what is the correct marks? 53. 53 is the correct marks, but this correct mark was misread as 83. So these are the wrong marks. Okay. So they entered 83 in place of 53. That's why the average is 40. Okay. But definitely 53 is less than 83. So definitely the answer should be the less than 40, because when I replace 83 with 53, the average should be decreases. So finally the answer should be less than 40. So option C and option D is eliminated. Now we have only two options, A and B. Yes. Please remember. Now if I replace 83 with 53, what is the reduction value? How much the value it was reduced? 30. Yes. But it is the average of 100 students. Okay, overall it reduces 30, but out of 100 that you have to find out the average. So 30 by 100 means 0 0 cancel, that is 0.3. So initial average is 40, but now the new average is 40 minus 0.3, that is equal to how much? 39.7. Second option is the correct answer. Okay. Next. So it is also same based on the averages. A family has two children along with their parents. Okay. The average of the weights of the children and their mother. So we have two children and mother. What is their average? You are not addition of weights. You are taking average. The average is how much? 50 kgs. Very good. And the average of the weights of the children and their father, again two children and father, is how much? 52 kgs. Okay. That means when mother is there with children, the average is 50. Very good. When the father is with the children, then average is 2 kgs. Why the increase is 2? Why? The increase in 2 kgs is because of the weight of the father is more than weight of the mother. And what is the weight of the father? He was given as weight of the father as 60 kgs. Please remember, here the weight of the father is 60 kgs. Because the father age is 60 kgs, the increase in average is 2 kgs. Okay? Increase in average is 2 kgs. Out of how many persons here? 3 persons. Okay? Since the average is 2 kgs for 3 persons, what is the total weight? 2 into 3, 6 kgs. The increase should be 6 kgs. అంటే ఏం చెప్పొచ్చు మనం? The difference between father and mother is equal to 6 kgs. Here father weight is 60 kgs. So what about the mother weight? That is equal to 54 kgs. So that is the correct answer. Fourth option is the correct answer for this problem. Clear? Basic knowledge. Okay, 2 kgs increase on 3 persons, the total increase is 6 kgs. Okay, that means here in both the cases the children are present. So the increase is because of father. So difference of father and mother is 6 kgs. Clear? So that's why the answer for mother weight is 54. Okay. Next one. Next one is based on ages. In 2002, Miu's age was 1/3 of the age of Mira. One third of age of Meera. Here I have to write this is Meena and this is Meenu. Okay. And this is Meera. Meenu's age was one third of the age of Meera. That means if three parts is Meera's age, then one part is Meenu's age. In 2002. Okay, very good. Next, in 2010. In 2010, what happened? Meenu's age was of the age of Meera. That means if two parts is Meera's age, and what about Meenu's age? One part. Now please observe, in ages you have to take the difference of the values. What is the difference of 3 minus 1? 2. What is the difference of 2 minus 1? 1. In any year, if difference of ages is taken, it would be same. Okay, since here you are getting 2 but you are getting 1, that's why you have to multiply with 2 here. Okay, then I'll get the difference 2. So 2 into 1, 2. 2 into 2, 4. Now observe, here initially the Meenu's age is one part, it becomes now two parts. So what about increase in Meenu's age? One part. Yes, you can take Meenu's age as Meera's age, both same. Okay, here if you observe Meera's age, it is three parts initially, now it is four parts. What about increase? One part only. This one part increase becomes how many years added? 2002 to 2010? 8 years. So one part is equal to how much? 8 years. Now you have to find out what is Meenu's year of birth. Now observe, in 2002 what is Meenu's age? One part, that is in 2002 the Meenu's age is 8 years. So to find out the year of birth of Meenu's, you have to subtract minus 8 years from 2002. That is a 1994 is the date of birth of Meenu. Clear all of you? First suppose in the same question, if you find out the what is the year of birth of Meera, can you find out and tell me in the comment section? Tell me in the comment section what is the year of birth of Meera. Same procedure. Okay, solve it and tell me in the comment section. Clear? Now I'll go to the next question. Yes, this is also based on ages. Ina was born 4 years after her parents' marriage. Okay, so after her parents' marriage, after 4 years of her parents' marriage, Ina was born. Okay, her mother is 3 years younger than her father. Her mother is younger than, suppose father's age is X or mother's age is X, then what about father says X plus 3, 3 years older. Okay, next, her father and 24 years older than Ina. What about the mother says? It is 24 years older than Ina. That means what is the Ina's age? Ina's age is equal to X minus 24. Now the age is given as 13 years. So that means X minus 24 is given as 13 years. Clear all of you? So what is the age of X? 24 plus 13, that is 37 years. So 37 years is the age of mother, present age of mother. So what about the father's age? 40. But what you have to find out, at what age did Ina's father get married? Ina's father get married. Now what is the age of father? 40. You have to subtract for 13 years because that is the age of Ina. But before birth of Ina, okay, there is 4 years of their married life. So you have to subtract those 4 years also. So 14 minus 17, that is 23 years is the age of her father when he was married. Okay, so what is the answer? 23 years is the correct answer. Okay, basic and simple calculation, and please remember the equations are the things you have to write down. Okay, what is the mother's age and what is the father's age and what is her age. Okay, and what you have to equate and what you have to find out. Clear? Okay, this is the question on ages. Now I'll go to the next one. Races. X, Y, Z are three contestants in a race of 1000 meters. Very good. Assume that all run with different uniform speeds. Different speeds, but they are uniform speeds. Okay. X gives Y a start of 40 meters. Very good. And X gives Z a start of 64 meters. And if Y and Z were to compete in a race of 1000 meters, how many meters start will Y give to Z? In races, these are very important problems. Okay, first case, what he was given, there are three participants or three contestants in 1000 meters race. It is the 1000 meters race. Okay, in this race, what happened? X gives Y start of 40 meters. First, you have to understand what this means. Okay, because of some physical conditions or some things, no two persons will start the race with the same point. Okay, because there is something negative in Y or there is something disability in Y has to be forward with X and the distance between X and Y is 40 meters. That is the difference. Okay, that means Y has to compete only 960 meters or Y has to participate or travel only 960 meters, but X has to participate 1000 meters. Okay, that means if Y complete 960 meters, then he wins the race. But X has to travel 1000 meters. Okay, clear? So that it means the start of thing. Similarly, X give a start of 64 meters. That means there is Z here. And the distance between X and Z is how much? 64 meters. Now tell me, what about the distance between Y and Z? The distance between Y and Z is 24 meters. Okay, that means if I take this 40 meters out, this is ankondi. Now what about the remaining distance or remaining length of the course? 960 meters. For 960 meters, okay, if I take this 960 meters, Y is here and Z is here. What about the difference between Y and Z? 24 meters. That means for the race of 960 meters, Y gives a Z a start of 24 meters. But what is the question? In a race of 1000 meters, how many meters start will Y give to Z? That's it. Very simple. Yes. So for 960 meters race, the start is 24 meters. Then for 1000 meters, what is the start? So 24,000 into 24 by 960. Okay. So I'll write here. 1000 into 24 by 960. 0, 0 cancel. 24 ones, 24 fours, 4 ones, 4 25s. So 25 meters is the correct answer. I hope all of you understand this. In a 1000 meters race, there are three aspirants or three contestants. And but in the now 960 meters, I remove X here. Okay, I remove X here. In this 960 meters, there are only two aspirants now, or two participants. For that 960 meters, Y give a start, Z a start of 24. Now, if both those two aspirants, that is Y and Z aspirants, are participating in a 1000 meters race, then what about the start? Okay, so that is 25. Clear? Next question. Number system. So most of the questions come from number system. If X is greater than or equal to 25, X is greater than or equal to 25, and Y is less than or equal to 40, then which one of the following is always correct? Please remember here. In most of the UPSC questions, this term makes the difference in the question. Okay, always. Okay, this is very very important thing. Okay, first thing, x is always greater than y. You have to prove that the statement should be wrong for all the values, or the statement should be correct for all the values. Okay, if I take x is equal to, if I take x is equal to 26, that is 25 greater than x greater than 25, and the value of y should be less than 40. If I take 39, so what is the relation between x and y? X less than y, but here the thing is x greater than y, so that's why first option is wrong. Okay, and the next, y minus x is greater than 50. Y minus x 40 కన్నా తక్కువ కాబట్టి నేను if I take 39, 25 కన్నా ఎక్కువ, so I'll take 39 only. Okay, the 39 is always greater than 25. Yes, so what is the difference of y and x? 0. But here the thing is y minus x is greater than 50. It can't be possible, so it is also wrong. Okay, and next see the fourth option, x plus y is greater than or equal to 65. X plus y is greater than or equal to 65. If I take x is equal to 25, okay, and y is equal to 30, then what is the value of x plus y? 55. It is not greater than or equal to 65, so fourth option is also eliminated. So what is the only option which remaining? That is option C. So when you observe y minus x, it is always less than or equal to 15. Yes, it will be. Okay, you can take any value of x and y. Clear? So third option is the correct answer. And the next one, if the numerator and denominator of a proper fraction, please remember here, proper fraction. First you have to remember, know what is proper fraction. Okay, and if the numerator and denominator of a proper fraction are increased by the same positive quantity, numerator is also increased by same positive number and denominator is also increased by the same positive number which is greater than 0, then the resulting fraction is, okay, it is always less than original fraction, always greater than original fraction, always equal to original fraction, and such that nothing can be claimed definitely. Okay, so first you have to know what is a proper fraction. So proper fraction is a fraction in which the value should be less than 1, or the value of the numerator should be less than the value of the denominator. This is the condition for a fraction to be called as proper fraction. So I'll assume some values of 3 values తీసుకుంటాను, like 3/5 is a proper fraction. Okay, 4/7 is also proper fraction. Okay, so now what I can do, the numerator of first I'll take 2 values. Okay, this, the numerator of this fraction is increased by some positive quantity. If I take any positive value, suppose 2, and the denominator also increased by same positive quantity, so 3 plus 2 how much? 5. 5 plus 2 how much? 7. So this is the resultant fraction. So now 3/5 is greater or 5/7 is greater? 5/7 is greater. Yes or no? 3/5 is less than 5/7. Similarly, I'll take another example, 4/7. If I increase 4 with some positive quantity for suppose 7, now denominator of the same fraction is also increased by 7. 4 plus 7, that is 11, and 7 plus 7, 14. Now tell me, 4/7 is less than or greater than 11/14? 4/7 is less than 11/14. Yes or no? Yes, that means the original fraction is always less than the required fraction or resultant fraction. Our resultant fraction is always greater than the original fraction. So that's why option B is the correct answer. Clear all of you? Okay. Next one.
It is also based on number series. Number 136 is added to 5b7 and the obtained sum is 7a3. There is a number 136, 3-digit number, and there is another 3-digit number 5b7. If I add these two, the resultant number is another 3-digit number 7a3, where a and b are integers. Very good. And it is given that this 7a3 are, this 3-digit number is exactly divisible by 3. Exactly divisible by 3. When a number is divisible by 3 means definitely the sum of the digits is divisible by 3. Okay. So if I take 7a3, okay, 3 to divisible avante 3 always divisible by 3, and in the 7 6 is divisible, so what is the remaining? A, 1. Okay, so a plus 1 is equal to 3, then the total number is divisible by 3. Or if it is 6, then also divisible. If it is a 9, then also divisible. Yes, so a plus 1 is 3 means what is the value of a? 2. Here a is 5 and here a is equal to 8. Yes or no? So the three conditions or three options we have for the values of a is 2, 5, 8. Maybe a is equal to 2 or 5 or 8. Okay. So now tell me the possible value of b. Possible value of b. Clear all of you? If I take a is equal to 2, if a is equal to means, since here a is 3, 6 plus 7 equal to how much? 13. Yes, 13 means definitely here we have, sorry, here we have 1. 6 plus 7 is 13, so here 1. So 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus how much is equal to 2? 4 plus 8 is equal to 12. Yes, so this 1 goes to here. So 1. 5 plus 1 plus 1, 7. 7. So that's why the value of b should be 8. So what about the remaining conditions? Yes, if I see the remaining conditions, please observe the remaining conditions. If I a equal to 5, if I take a is equal to 5, then what is the value of b? That should be 1. 3 plus 1 plus 1, 5. But 5 plus 1, 6. So it is not satisfying. So 5 is not correct. If I take 8, 3 plus 1, 4. 4 plus 4, b should be 4. But if I take b is equal to 4, then 5 plus 1, 6 only. We can't get the value of 7 in the hundreds place. Okay, so the only possibility of the value of b is 8. Okay, next one. Yes, it is also number series. An 8-digit number 4252746b leaves a remainder when divided by 3. Then how many values of b are possible? I'll write the number again. 4252746b. Since it is divided by 3, the remainder is 0, means divisible. So since it is divisible by 3, the sum of the digits should be divisible by 3. Yes. So 4 plus 2, 6, it is divisible. 6 is divisible. 7 plus 2, 9, divisible. So 5 plus 4, divisible. So all these numbers, if I add all these numbers, it is divisible by 3. So if the number b, okay, if the integer or the value of b is 0 or 3 or 6 or 9, then total number is divisible by 3. Because it is already, other than b, the total number is divisible by 3. Huh? So if the value of b is 0, 3, 6 or 9, then only the total number is divisible by 3. So what are the possibilities of values of b? There are 4 possibilities. So that's why 4 values are possible for the value of b. Clear? Next one. The ratio of a 2-digit natural number to a number formed by reversing its digits is 4 is to 7. Then the number of such pairs, how many pairs are formed? Like that, okay? Such that the ratio is 4 is to 7. Very important model in CGL also. For suppose if I take a two-digit number as xy, y the face value of y is units place and the place value of x is tens place. So that's why the value of this number is 10x plus y. If I interchange the digits, then the number becomes yx. So what is the value of yx? 10y plus x. This is the value. Okay. So xy is the original number and yx is the reversing number. Okay. Now what he was given? Original number to reverse number ratio is 4:7. So I'll write 10x plus y by 10y plus x is 4:7. Okay. Now what I'll do? I'll do component and dividend. Okay. 10x plus x 11 x plus y by 9x minus y is equal to 4 plus 7 11. 4 minus 7 minus 3. So children 11 cancel 3 ones 3 threes. So since here we have minus x minus y can be written as y minus x. So now tell me y plus x plus y can be written as y plus x by y minus x is equal to 3:1. Now again apply component or dividendo. Again apply component or dividendo. Then y by x is equal to 3 plus 1 4, 3 minus 1 2. So 4:2 means 2:1. What you observe? Y is to ex is how much? 2:1 or x is to y is 1:2. That means there is a number, two-digit number xy. X and y ratio is 1:2. Okay, from that I can write here x is to y is 1:2. So what about the numbers, possible numbers? Write down here. The possible numbers 1 2, 2 4, 3 6, 4 8. That's it. So these numbers are possible for which the ratio of x is to y is 1:2. Clear? So what about the number of such pairs? 4 pairs are possible. Okay. Sir, here pairs are asked. Okay, since you have to find out only 4 means 2 pairs. No. Okay, here 12 can be same as 21. 24 is also 42, 36, 63, 48, 84. These values are also possible. Sir, here not the value of x is to y is 1:2, here 2:1. But here the thing is the ratio of two-digit number to number formed by reversing its digit is 4:7. Yes, so that's why if suppose if I take 21, for suppose if I take the number 21, okay, reverse enter, reverse enter 12. So okay, 3 4s 3 7s. Oh shit. Okay, yes, two pairs is the correct answer. Four values means only two pairs. Two pairs means fourth option is the correct answer. Okay. Next one. Venn diagrams based questions. Okay. These are very important for SSC also and also DAO exam. In a school, every student is assigned a unique identification number. A student is a football player if and only if the identification number is divisible by 4. Okay, the number should be divisible by 4, then the student is a football player. Whereas a student is a cricketer if and only if the identification number is divisible by 6. Very good. Okay, next. If every number from 1 to 100 is designed or is assigned to a student, then how many of them play cricket as well as football? Cricket as well as football means the number should be divisible by both 4 and also both 6. What is the LCM of 4 and 6? 12. So the number should be divisible by 12. Out of 100 numbers, how many numbers are divisible by 12? 12, 8 is 96. So 8 numbers are divisible. So only 8 players are played both cricket and also football. That's it. Next. In a group of 15 people, in a group of 50 people, 7 can read French and 8 can read English, while 3 of them can read neither of these two languages. Then the number of people who can read exactly one language. Exactly one language. So I'll solve these problems using Venn diagrams. Okay. First, suppose this is universal set. So total number how much? 15 people. There are 15 people. But in this 15 people, 7 can read French. This is French. How much? 7. And 8 can read English. This 8 can read English. And 3 of them can read neither. So what about the remaining people? Remaining people are 3. So what about 15 minus 3? 12. So basically the total overall E union UF, English intersection, sorry, not intersection, union F should be equal to how much? 15 minus 3? 12. Okay. But what about E? What about E? 8. What about F French? Those are 7. In sets and or in Venn diagrams, we know a direct formula, that is E plus F is equal to E union F plus E intersection F. So 8 plus 7, 15 is equal to 12 plus E intersection F. Suppose X, then what is the intersection? 3. So now the intersection of the persons are 3. Observe this. Intersection how much? 3. Now total English, total English are 8, intersection 3, so only English is 5. French are 7, but only French, the intersection is 3, so only French is 7 minus 3, 4. Now only French read 4 and only English read 5. So only one paper is equal to one paper read or is equal to 5 plus 4, that is 9. Clear? Using Venn diagrams you can easily solve it. Not much. Okay. Otherwise you can easily solve from this step also. Okay. E union F is 12 and E union 8 is E equal to 8 and F equal to 7. Yes. So only E is equal to 12 minus 8, that is 4. Only French is equal to 12 minus 7, that is equal to 5. So 4 plus 5, 9, that is only one path. Okay. From that also you can solve it. That is using sets and this is using Venn diagrams. Okay. Next question. Series and sequence. This is another important topic in not only civils and also SSC CGL paper 1, that is reasoning part. Okay. Series and sequences. Here the question is 132, 129, 124, 127, so 117 and 106, 93 and x. So what is the value of x in this sequence? So basic sequence, first you have to remember the difference. Okay. So first you have to take the difference. What is the difference between these two? 3. What is the difference between these two? 5. What is the difference? 7. What is the difference? 11. What is the difference? 13. So what about this difference? So most of the students write 15 here, but it is not 15. You have to observe clearly. Here 3, 5, 7. Here not 9. Here 11 is there. So next 13 and next what? Here if you observe 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, these are the odd prime numbers, consecutive prime numbers. So what about the next prime number for 13? It is not 17, it is a 19 is the next prime number. So 93 minus 19 is the correct answer. So that is equal to how much? 74. So 74 is the correct answer for this problem. Okay. Not 75. Sorry, 73. 73 I have made the top.
73 ఎలాగో ఆప్షన్లో కూడా లేదు. Okay, and the next question, what is x in this sequence? Very good. Here the values are 4, 196, 16, 144, 36, 100, 64 and x. If you observe the options 48, 64, 125, 256. Most of the candidates out of 100%, 70 to 80% believe that since this value is 64, definitely the next value should not be equal to 64, so 64 is eliminated. They eliminate the value of 64. Okay, but now if you observe the sequence clearly, okay, so the values are perfect squares, yes or no? So 4 means 2 square, and 196 that is 14 square, 16 that is 4 square, 144 12 square, 36 6 square, 100 10 square, 64 that is 8 square. So x should also be a perfect square. Okay, so out of 4 options, only 2 options are perfect square, 64 and 256. So 48 and 125 are eliminated. Okay, if you observe the alternate numbers 2 square, 4 squares, 6 squares, 8 squares, that means the first alternative numbers 2 multiples. Yes, 2 multiples, and that means 2 is increasing. Okay, the base 2, 4, 6, 8. If I observe the next alternate numbers 14, 12 base, if you observe the base 14, 12, 10. So 2 value, the value 2 is decreasing. So 10, next 2, 10 minus 2 that is 8 square. So 64 is the only answer. But most of the candidates do not put the value 64. But 64 is the correct answer. Simple logic. Okay. Next, these are directions. These directions problems are also very important for banking or also SSC and also other competitive exams. Here observe PQR are 3 terms. The distance between P and Q is 60 kilometers, whereas the distance between P and R is 80 kilometers. Q is in the west of P and R, P, and R is in the south of P. Then what is the distance between Q and R? Please remember here the directions and the values are not given in the exam. I draw these values. Okay. So basically we have to know first the directions: east, west, north, and south. Now if you observe, Q is west of P. Suppose if we hear P, Q is west of P, and R is south of P. And what is the distance between P and R? It is 80, and P and Q is 60. Since it is 90, 60 and 80 and 100, it forms a triplet. So what is the distance between Q and R? 100 kilometers. So that is fourth option is the correct answer. That's it. Okay. Next question. A started from his house and walked 20 meters towards east. And whereas his friend B joined him, they together walked 10 meters in the same direction. Then A turned left while B turned right and traveled 2 meters and 8 meters respectively. That means A traveled 2 and B traveled 8. Again B turned left to travel 4 meters followed by 5 meters to his right to reach his office. A turned right and traveled 12 meters to reach his office. Then what is the shortest distance between the two offices? This is the question. So whenever these type of questions will come, you have to draw the flow chart. So what they are doing, okay, like this. Okay, let's see. Let's see. So these are the directions, and I am writing, telling this question again once again. A started from his house, okay, and walked how much? Here A started, and A started 20 meters towards east, okay. Next, whereas his friend B joined him, they together walked 10 meters. From here, they together walked 10 meters. Now A and B both traveled. Next, then A turned left, while B turned right. Okay, here A and here B. And A traveled 2 meters and B traveled 8 meters respectively. Then what next? B turned left to travel 4 meters, followed by 5 meters to his right, to reach his office. Here it is of his office. And next what happened? A turned right and traveled 12 meters to reach his office. This is his office. What is the shortest distance between the offices? That means you have to find out this red line. Now tell me, here the total length is 12, out of which is 4, means it is also 4. So 12 minus 4, it is how much? 8. Yes. Next, what about this total length? 2, 8 and 5. 2 plus 8 plus 5, 15. Now there is a right angle triangle in which this is 8 and it is 15. Now what about this hypotenuse? 8, 15, 17 is a triplet. Yes. So 17 meters is the shortest distance between the houses. Okay. So the correct answer is 70. Okay. Next, clocks and calendars. Sita and Geeta go for a swim after a gap of every 2 days and every 3 days respectively. If on 1st January both of them went for a swim together, when will they go together next? Very, very important model. So basically most of the candidates do the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So next 6th day they will meet. So 1st January plus 6 days, that is 7th January. So first option is the correct answer. That is wrong. Why? Because if you observe the question carefully, a gap of every 2 days, that means suppose this is Sita and it is Geeta. Okay. On Jan 1st, Sita went and she took 2 days gap of 2 days. That means 2nd, 3rd and on 4th she went. Okay. Again 2 days gap, that is 5, 6 and 7th she went. Okay. 8th, 9th, next 10th she went. Okay. Next 11th, 12th gap, 13th she went. Clear? Similarly, Geeta, she has taken a gap of 3 days. Gap, here if you observe gap, okay. First she went out, 2nd, 3rd, 4th gap, 5th she went out, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th went, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th she went. So 13th she also went, here also 13th, Sita also went. So definitely they meet on John 13th. Very, very important model. Okay. So that's why the correct answer is option D. Okay. A wall clock moves 10 minutes fast in every 20 hours. That means for every 20 hours, it moves 10 minutes fast. Okay. And the clock was set right to show the correct time at 8 a.m. on Monday. On the Monday morning, 8 o'clock, it was set right time. Okay. And when the clock shows the time 6 p.m. on Wednesday, what is the correct time? Since it is fast, so definitely the correct time should be less than 6 p.m. So all the options are less than 6 p.m. only. Okay. So let's see. Monday 8 a.m. Okay. Next it shows Wednesday 6 p.m. Wednesday 6 p.m. So how much time is the difference? So Monday, Tuesday. So Monday 8 a.m. to Tuesday 8 a.m. Tuesday 8 a.m. is 24 hours. Yes. And Tuesday 8 a.m. to Wednesday 8 a.m. is another 24 hours. And Wednesday morning 8 a.m. to evening 6 p.m. it is how many hours? 4 plus 6,
10 hours. For 24 hours, it 10 minutes fast. So here 2 hours. So 2 into 10 plus 20 minutes faster. And next for 10 hours. Okay, here if you observe clearly for 24 hours, 1 minute. For 24 hours, it is a 10 minutes faster. So now tell me for 10 hours, what about the fast time? Okay, so that is 10 into 10, that is 100 by 24. That is 4, 6 and 4, 25. 4 point something, nearly 4 minutes faster. So already for 224 it is 20 minutes faster. So for these 10 hours extra 4 minutes fast. So total how much? Nearly 24 minutes faster compared to the correct time. So the fast time is 6. So you have to subtract 24 minutes from the 6 p.m. Then you will get the right time. So 6 p.m. minus 24 minutes means 5 hours 36 minutes. That is 5:36 p.m. is the correct answer. Okay, that is first option. Clear all of you? Next one. Which year has these type of models were repeated in the banking and also SSC, CGL or CHSR type, reasoning type, okay, reasoning questions. So which year has the same calendar as that of 2009? Same calendar or same date of birth or same Independence Day, same day of Independence Day, like this, okay, was celebrated in next which year? Okay, that means in the 2009 January 1st, first suppose it is Monday, first suppose Jan 1st 2009 is Monday. In which year, in the after 2009, in which year Jan 1st falls Monday? That is the model. Okay, in this model please remember this table. This is very important table. Okay, if the date is before 28th February and the given year is leap year, then add 5 years to the given year, then that is the correct answer. If the given year is leap year plus 1 year, then add 6 years. If the given year is leap years plus 2 years, then add 6 years. If the given year is a leap year plus 3 years, then add 11 years. If the date is after February 28, then you have to add 6, 6, 11 and 5 years like this. Okay, now what we have to find out? January 1st. So that should be before 28th February. Yes. And what is the given year? 2009. 2009 is nothing but the nearest leap year is 2008 plus 1. That means a leap year plus 1. Since it is leap year plus 1 and before 25th February, 28th February, you have to add 5 years. That is 2009 plus 5 years. Okay, that is 2014. 2014, sorry, add 6 years. Sorry, because it is leap year plus 1 year kada. 2009 plus 6 means 2015. So the correct answer is 2015, where it is fourth option. So this is the correct answer. Okay. So please remember this table, it is very important. Next, in the reasoning part, we have some questions were mainly basic based on reasoning. Let's see. C dash A C C A dash A dash B C dash B. Whenever these type of problems will come in your exam, please put them in last. Okay, because based on the options you have to solve this. Okay, so that's why since we have 4 options, I wrote 4 times the given question. I have to substitute each option and I have to see the series. Is there any correct series or sequence is there by substituting each one option. Okay, first you have to count the number of letters or number of letters in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So total 15 letters are there. Yes. So 15 letters kabatti I'll divide them into I'll divide them into 555. I'll divide them 555, and you have to see the observe the series in these 555 letters. Or I can divide them as 3 fives also. Okay. So first I'll make them as 3 fives. Let's see. 1 2 3 4 5. Next 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. You have to substitute first option. For suppose A B B A B B A C double A double C. Next double A B double A double B C A. Is there any correct series between these three sections? Nothing. So cancel out. Next C triple B C triple B double C A double C double A B double A B double B C double B. Is there any series? Yes. Observe this. In the first 5 letters, the middle letter is A, and first two and last two are the same. Yes. After this A, what is the next letter to A? B. That is here in the midsection B. Okay. And the first two letters of this middle section are same, and last two letters are same. Similarly, next after B, the middle letter is C, and the first two letters are same and last two letters are same. So since the second option follows is some sequence type, that's why the correct answer is option B. Okay. So you have to substitute each and every option, and whether the option, if I substitute the option, is there any series or sequence is there, you have to think about it. Okay. That's it. Next one. If every alternative letter of the English alphabet from B onwards, including B, is written in lowercase. Okay, every alternative letter of the English alphabet from B, including B, is written in lowercase. అంటే B నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. ప్రతి ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ కూడాను మనం ఎలా రాస్తున్నాం, స్మాల్ లెటర్స్ లో రాస్తున్నాం. And the remaining letters are capitalized. అంటే మిగతా లెటర్స్ అన్ని క్యాపిటల్ లెటర్స్. Then how is the first month of second half of the year? First month of second half of the year is July. July. But in July, not all the letters are the capital letters. Some are small letters and some are capital letters. So you have to write down total alphabet and find out which letters are small letters and which letters are capital letters. Okay, first you have to write down total letters. B onwards, including B. Alternative B to start చేస్తున్నాం. B. Next, so చూడండి, 1 minute here. The alphabet starts from B, and this B, including B, is written in lowercase. Including B, which is written in lowercase. So B is lower. ఇక్కడ ఎగ్జామ్ మీ క్వశ్చన్ లో బి క్యాపిటల్ ఇచ్చాడు కాబట్టి క్యాపిటల్ కాదు. ఓకే, బి ఈజ్ రిటన్ ఇన్ స్మాల్. నెక్స్ట్ బిసి డి ఈఎఫ్ జిహెచ్ ఐజే కేఎల్ ఎంఎన్ ఓపి క్యూఆర్ ఎస్టి యువి డబ్ల్యూఎక్స్ వైజెడ్. So only these letters are in small letters and other letters are in capital letters. So write July, J, small letter, so small j. And U, is there U? No, so it should be in capital letter. And L, yes, L is also there, small l. And Y is not there, so capital Y. So small j, capital U, and small l, capital Y. That is fourth option. So fourth option is the correct answer. So you may get this type of question in reasoning part of SSC. Okay. And next question, if dollar, this representation is dollar, it means divided by, and at the rate of means multiplied by, and hash means minus, and then the value of 10 hash 5 at the rate of $1 5. 10 but this hash means minus, okay. 5 at the rate means multiplication, 1 dollar means divided by 5. You have to find out this value. So for these type of questions, so many people got so many answers. Why? Because they don't apply the rule of BODMAS. You have to apply the rule BODMAS, then only you will get the correct answer. Bracket of division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. Here no bracket, okay, no of, okay. Next division. Where is division? Here division. So division ki left side and right side ఉన్న numbers అనేవి bracket లో పెట్టు. So I have to first calculate the division of 1 divided by. What is the value of 1 divided by? That is 1 by 5. So 10 minus 5 into 1 by 5. Next, after division, what is that? Multiplication. Where is multiplication? Here there is a multiplication. The left side of the number and right side of the number of the multiplication should be in the bracket. So 10 minus 5 into 1 by 5. So 5 cancel. So 1 into 1, 1. So 10 minus 1 means it is equal to how much? 9. So that is fourth option is the correct answer. Is it clear, all of you? So using the BODMAS rule, we can tell the correct answer. Clear? Hold on friends, wait for 2 minutes. I will tell you 2 things for you. So the things are here. First thing, all pure maths topics PDFs are available in Instamojo. సో ఇక్కడ ప్యూర్ మ్యాథ్స్ అనగానే మీకు కొన్ని టాపిక్స్ తెలియాలి. సో ప్యూర్ మ్యాథ్స్ అంటే మనకి ఏమొస్తాయి? ఆల్జీబ్రా వస్తుంది, ట్రిగ్నోమెట్రీ, జామెట్రీ, కోఆర్డినేట్ జామెట్రీ, మెన్సురేషన్, 2D అండ్ 3D అండ్ ప్రోగ్రెషన్స్. ఈ టాపిక్స్ అన్నీ కూడా మనకి ప్యూర్ మ్యాథ్స్ టాపిక్స్ కింద వస్తాయి. సో వీటన్నిటికీ కూడా నా క్లాస్ నోట్సెస్, అలానే తర్వాత మీకు దానికి సంబంధించిన ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అనేవి మీకు ప్రస్తుతం ఇన్స్టామోజోలో ఉన్నాయి. వీటితో పాటు డిఏఓకి ఎవరైతే ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారో, ఏపీపీఎస్సి కండక్ట్ చేసే డిఏఓ ఎగ్జామ్కి సంబంధించిన స్టాటిస్టిక్స్, మ్యాట్రిసెస్, లాగరిథమ్స్ అండ్ బైనామియల్ థీరమ్ అండ్ ఆల్సో సెట్స్, రిలేషన్స్ అండ్ ఫంక్షన్స్, ఈ టాపిక్స్కి కూడా మీకు పీడిఎఫ్స్ అనేవి అవైలబుల్గా ఉన్నాయి. అంతేకాకుండా ఏపీపీఎస్సికి సంబంధించి ప్రీవియస్ ఇయర్స్ క్వశ్చన్స్ కంపైలేషన్ అనేది టాపిక్ వైజ్ చేశాను. సో ఆ టాపిక్ వైజ్ కంపైలేషన్ కూడా మీకు ఇప్పుడు ఇన్స్టామోజోలో మీకు అవైలబుల్గా ఉంది. సో మీకు ఎవరికైతే ఇవి కావాలనుకుంటున్నారో వీళ్ళు డైరెక్ట్గా నేను లింక్స్ అనేవి డిస్క్రిప్షన్లో ఇచ్చాను, వాటి నుంచి అయినా మీరు పర్చేజ్ చేయొచ్చు. లేదు అంటే నా నెంబర్కి 9490882754 ఈ నెంబర్కి మీరు వాట్సాప్ చేసిన త్రూ వాట్సాప్ ద్వారా కూడా మీరు పర్చేజ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ థింగ్ ఏంటి అంటే కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ గురించి. అఫైర్స్ క్లౌడ్ అనేది ఒక వెబ్సైట్ అనమాట. సో దే ఆర్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ డైలీ అండ్ వీక్లీ అండ్ మంత్లీ అండ్ ఆల్సో ఇయర్లీ. సో ఇక్కడ మీకు ఏంటంటే డైలీ, వీక్లీ, మంత్లీ, ఇయర్లీ వాళ్ళు ప్రొవైడ్ చేయడానికి వాళ్ళు తీసుకునే అమౌంట్ కూడా ఎక్కువేం కాదు. సో జస్ట్ 300 రూపీస్. దానికి తోడు ఇంకా మీరు నా రిఫరల్ కోడ్ మ్యాథ్స్ విత్ మనీ అనే రిఫరల్ కోడ్ వాడారనుకోండి, ఇంకొక 10% తగ్గుతుంది. అంటే 30 రూపీస్ మీకు తగ్గి 270 రూపీస్కే మీకు వస్తుంది అనమాట. ఓకే, సో నేను లింక్స్ అనేవి డిస్క్రిప్షన్లో ఇచ్చాను. సో ప్లీజ్ ఒకసారి చూడండి, మీకే ఒక ఐడియా వస్తుంది లింక్స్ గురించి, అంటే ఆ అఫైర్స్ క్లౌడ్ కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్. సో శాంపిల్ పీడిఎఫ్స్ కూడా వాళ్ళు పెట్టారు, వాళ్ళు ఎలా ఉంటాయి ఏంటనేది చూసి పర్చేజ్ చేసుకోండి, చాలా బాగున్నాయి. Okay, even I am also following the same links. Okay, with this I'll conclude this session and have a good day and very all the best to all of you. Thank you very much and Jai Hind.